Hello friends, I am from Biology faculty of QLS Academy. Today we are going to learn about control and coordination. I am sure you will all enjoy learning today's lesson, so let's start with our class. When you sing happy birthday, how do you remember the right words? How does your body keep breathing when you are sound asleep? How do you balance your bicycle? These jobs are all handled by the control center of your body known as brain. Your brain is the kind of like the boss that tells the rest of the body what to do and when to do. It tells your lungs when to breathe, your muscles how to move, and your mouth what to sing when the birthday cake comes out. So in this lesson we will learn about brain. Brain is a part of central nervous system. Brain has three major parts. First is the forebrain, second is the midbrain, and third is the hindbrain. First, let's talk about hindbrain. Hindbrain consists of the medulla, cerebellum and pons is the section of the brain that is in the rear and bottom of the human brain. In other words, it is the hind part of the human brain, that is पीछे का part. It connects to the brain to the spinal cord and by extension to the rest of the body. Now, what is the function of cerebellum? Cerebellum controls posture and balance. Precision of voluntary actions. Example, picking pen. Medulla. Medulla controls involuntary actions. Example, blood pressure, salivation and vomiting. Pons. Pons basically controls involuntary actions. That is, example is regulation of respiration. Now let's talk about midbrain. Midbrain word को अगर हम तोड़े तो mid यानी बीच का portion. The midbrain is an area of the brain that, as you might have guessed right, is in the middle of the two other regions, the forebrain and the hindbrain. It enables your brain to integrate sensory information from your eyes and ears with your muscle movements and thereby enabling your body to use this information to make the fine adjustments to your movements. Such as it controls involuntary actions such as change in pupil size and reflex movements of the head, neck and trunk. Now, last is the forebrain. The term forebrain means last brain or the most recently developed portion of our brain. It controls everything from voluntary movements and the integration of sensory information to all our higher abstract thought, logic, speech and emotions. Basically, the development of the forebrain is why we humans are so intellectually advanced. Now, let's look at the structure of the forebrain. The most obvious structure of the forebrain is the cerebrum, which is divided into left and right hemisphere by a deep groove called as the longitudinal fissure. The right hemisphere is our artistic and creative side, while the left hemisphere is a logical, recollecting side of the facts and figures. Now, when we picture the iconic shape of the human brain, the majority of what's visible is the cerebrum with its wrinkly pinkish grey outer appearance. It makes up around 85% of the brain and consists primarily of grey matter divided into two hemispheres. The cerebrum is the tissue that most people think of as the brain tissue, as it is the largest portion of our brain. The cerebrum is where most of the important brain functions happen, such as thinking, planning, reasoning, language processing and interpreting and processing inputs from our senses such as vision, touch, hearing, taste and smell. Till now we have studied about central nervous system, which is composed of the brain and the spinal cord. Next is the peripheral nervous system. It is composed of the cranial nerves and the spinal curves. Now there are 12 pairs of cranial nerves. The cranial nerves comes out of the brain and go to the organs in the head region. There are 31 pairs of spinal nerves. The spinal nerves comes out of the spinal cord and go to the organs which are below the head region. Next is the autonomous nervous system. The autonomic nervous system is the part of the nervous system that supplies the internal organs including the blood vessels, stomach, intestine, liver, kidney, bladder, genitals, lungs, pupil, heart and sweat, salivary and digestive glands. Now, the autonomic nervous system has two main divisions. First is the sympathetic and second is the parasympathetic. Generally, the sympathetic division prepares the body for stressful or emergency situations such as fight or flight. For example, during running, there is an increased demand for oxygen by the body. This is fulfilled by an increased breathing rate and increased heart rate. The sympathetic nervous system works to increase the breathing rate and the heart rate in this case. Now, the parasympathetic division controls body processes during ordinary situations. For example, during sleep, the breathing rate slows down, so does the heart rate. This is facilitated by the parasympathetic nervous system. It can be said that the parasympathetic nervous system helps in the conversation. It can be said that the parasympathetic nervous system helps in the conservation of energy. So student, this was all about our nervous system and how nervous system controls and coordinate each and every activity of your body. Hope you enjoyed learning. If you have any more doubts, you can go to the following link.